Hey guys, how you doing? Right, yes, bit extra after the intro there. That's from this game, Darkseid for the Amiga CD32. A point and click adventure with a horror theme. Supposed to be anyway. Yeah, this actually come out on the bog standard Amiga as well, the 500, 600s, and it was on about 10 or 11 discs. So the artwork, nice. So quite nice to get a CD version. No disc swapping. This game is normally fairly rare on the floppy, especially the original big box version. It's quite unique. The CD's 32 version doesn't often show either, of course. And I was the only person that bid on it. It was £16 admittedly, but I was still surprised no one else put a bid on for it. So yeah, this has voice acting in it as well, unlike the proper disc version, of course. And it's a bit comical in places, but the game itself is really, really good. It's not up there with Monkey Island, of course. Monkey Island might be the best adventure still, but it's a very good one anyway. Okay, I've been after this PlayStation game for quite a while. I had a demo of it from the old official PlayStation magazines, and never got around to finding the game or buying it back in the day. And recently, a few times recently, been outbid on it. Turned up again, finally got it, and it's Agent Armstrong. Yeah, it's best described as a bit like Metal Slug, the Metal Slug series of games, although not as frantic as them. But it's good fun as well. Also, complete with disc and manual, bit of writing on the disc, but not to worry about that. One hell of a chunky manual, but it's about 10 different languages in there. So yeah, very good game to get. Quite glad to get it rather. Yeah, say best described as Metal Slug. Yeah, I was going to say Contra, but it's not half as violent as Contra or anything like that. Right, second PlayStation game. Pretty rare shooter, and obviously very chuffed to get this one. Yeah, I won't say no more, I'll just show you. Gradius, which of course, if you don't know, is a parody of Gradius. The whole game is. This is just awesome, this game, it really is. Absolutely bonkers. The best thing about it is, well, best thing about this version is it's absolutely mint. It's not a barely even a light scratch on the disc, so manuals. For a PlayStation game, a PAL PlayStation game, it's quite rare. It's all in colour. Some of the bonkers characters you can play, which have their own little weapons and power-ups, etc. And this game also has, here we are, a Proteus world and a Fantastic world. Yeah, it's brilliant. I mean, totally weird, totally bonkers. You can actually play as a penguin, or even the old Gradius ship, Vic Viper. Also, you've got killer penguins to shoot, neon rabbits, a 50-foot tall dancing girl, which you don't shoot, you just avoid her arms and legs. And so one of the first bosses, I think it is the first boss, it's like a giant cat on the front of a pirate ship. Absolutely mad. Brilliant. Brilliant. Yeah, okay, on to some old Amstrad games. Some real old arcade conversions, the first two. First of them, really good game, Paperboy. Yeah, it's an excellent conversion to the Amstrad. Manual, leaflet if you like. So, really colourful, really detailed, plays really good. Not a bit of sound at all. A couple of screens at the bottom there, but nothing on the back. Yeah, so the Amstrad version, there's no sound. Apparently they ran out of memory. But there is a Spanish release, or the version that was released in Spain at least, had music or sound, or maybe both, I don't know. But the graphics weren't as good. But yeah, it's a really good old game for the Amstrad conversion. Second one's another good one. Really early Konami game. Konami. Depends where you come from. Shaolin's Road. Smash it follow up to ER Kung Fu. Couple of screens on the back. And the Amstrad version looks quite good. And the play is really good. It's actually a good game. Take the instructions. Screen's quite small. That's the only downside. Yeah, it's good fun. It's quite basic. You know, you run along, kick, you jump. The little fella, when you finish the level, he shouts out guts. You don't say it, you just get a speech bubble and guts. Yeah, next one is a limited edition Amstrad game. I don't think there was that many limited edition games, really. I mean, obviously some come with posters, stuff like that, or maybe a badge, or I don't think there was even postcards or anything like that. This one's impressive. Quite surprised to get it. Not usually my type of game, but I had to get this one. It's Last Ninja 2. Look at the size of that box. And when I say look at the size of that box, how good condition it is as well. That's the Trace HQ card box version. Massive. Yeah, limited edition, so what's in the box? Go down. Avengers 3D map, Avengers handbook. It's supposed to be a throwing star in here as well, but that's missing unfortunately. And a ninjutsu fighting mask. Okay. So, I said one manual, which has a couple of pictures. It's all in black and white. The 3D map looks like you're viewing it from on top of a building somewhere. Pretty nice. We also have one tape in the box. Camera is multi-load, not this game. And a fighting mask. Yeah. I could be a ninja. Yeah, Last Ninja 2. It's unfortunately it's a specky port, but other than that it's pretty good. Next part of this is of course Amiga loving. So 6 more games for the classic machine. First of them is a pretty hard shoot 'em up, horizontal scrolling one, Phobia. Yeah, touch screens on the back from the Commodore 64 version. The Amiga one is a bit better than that. It's actually partly programmed by Tony Profer, who's quite a well-known programmer. Can't tell you what other games he's done though, so it's pretty hard, like I said. So one manual and disc. Yeah, best described, Phobia is set in the minds of men, feeding on every human fear: spiders, fire, death, and dentists. I quite like that cover. It's quite different. It's sort of got a old comic look to it. Yeah, it's really hard, but I don't think there's any footage of Phobia on YouTube. I might be wrong. So that's going to feature in my Amiga Shooters videos at some stage. Even the sun does beat me to it. Alright, another shoot 'em up. Another one with interesting artwork. It's a budget shoot 'em up, this one. Killing Machine. From a company called Atlantis. Now Atlantis, on the 8-bit days, they did a lot of budget games, and they weren't that good, to be honest. This, yeah, so I wasn't expecting too much from this, but it didn't cost a great deal. I mean, that's the manual, pamphlet, and disc, of course. I just love that artwork. I thought it was brilliant. It just looks like someone's got a couple of colour pencils and scribbled away. It was actually, surprisingly, quite a good vertical scrolling shoot 'em up. I think it's only 3 levels, but I quite like it actually. Another one I don't think there's any footage on YouTube of, so this is why I'm doing this series. Right, another game. This one isn't a shoot 'em up. Surprise, surprise. It's a good old arcade conversion though. Super Hang-On. Excellent bike game in general, but the Amiga version's great. That's the back of the box. Don't often see the big box version like this, so It's fairly cheap because there's no instructions, I imagine, or poster. I'm sure it used to come with a poster too. Yeah, there are a few bike games in Amiga, like Road Rash, Team Suzuki, Red Zone, my second prize. I still prefer this one probably overall. So, nice one for the collection. Okay, back to shoot 'em ups. And this one, UN Squadron, Capcom conversion. Yeah, so for 2 players, horizontal scrolling. And on the back there is the 4 different screenshots for 4 different versions. Let's see them. The Amstrad version I'm after, the video that's just come up on YouTube. The Amstrad version is actually really colourful, just a bit slow. The Amiga version's a pretty good conversion, and the game itself is quite good for 1 or 2 players. So one manual on disc. Manual itself, slide on the back. It's yeah, it's just a fold out. It does have a little bit about the characters and the ships. Also game also comes with this, which like shows you a whole bunch of games coming out, including Butt Rogers, Spider 2, Operation Harrier, things like that. Yeah, it's alright. It's nothing amazing though, UN Squadron. Alright. Right, 2 games for the Amiga 1200 or 4000. First of them, it's a bit of a Doom clone called Bloom. Bloom, yeah, so it's first person shooter of course. Some fairly dated graphics on the back, as we said. And yeah, I haven't actually played this one yet, to be honest, so I can't tell you too much about it. But it was £2.50 delivered to the door, so give it a go. I don't think that's the original box somehow. Maybe that's why I got it cheap. 2 discs in there, and the manual is exactly the same if you had the CD32 version. Nothing exciting in there, to be honest. That's the both sides of it. Yeah, not played this one yet. The only other 3D first person shooter I got for the 1200 is Alien Breed 3D Part 2. And that's yeah, that's alright. This comes on less discs. It's come out in 1995. Don't know yet. According to the back, it's quite well rated for games are like. And the final game, yeah, I like this one. Jungle Strike, sequel to Desert Strike. Now I did actually want both this and Bloom on the CD32. Obviously it's less disc swapping, and I am thinking about getting a whole CD32 collection. 3 discs and a manual, company manual. Yeah, Jungle Strike, it's the same more or less as Desert Strike, but different settings and stuff. It's asymmetric shooter. You got missions to do, certain things to destroy, quite a few different weapons you can use. You've got to keep an eye on your fuel, stuff like that. Really good game. I only played the first mission, set in Washington. Yeah, it's a pretty good one for the collection, that one. So that is my recent game editions. I've got a few import games coming actually, so that'll be another video fairly soon. Games from all over the world actually, like Japan, Germany, America, all over the place. Yeah, I'm pretty chuffed with that lot actually, so more videos coming soon. So catch you later guys.